All right, everybody, welcome to the NerdCorp Podcast. We are your source for all things nerdy, whether it be video games, comic books, TV, whatever it is, we got your back. I am your host, as always. My name is Matt Hedrick, and here with me, as always, against his will, is Chad Porto. How's it going?
Yeah.
It's a rousing as sentiment as ever. He's always happy. Not really.
I detest this show. So
You detest everything.
fair. So I detest this show the most. So God damn it, just say something dumb.
I love you too, buddy. I love you too.
So CyberPunk 77 is trash. Go figure. We've been saying it for
I wonder if just every
3
week
years.
getting the blade.
No one ever listens to us. This is what happens when you don't.
See, that's a really bad thing to say because that's a double-edged sword.
Well, no one ever listens to you, so.
Shocker.
We're actually starting to get some traction on Twitch. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Get
some traction. Minor, inconceivably small. But it's there.
When you very consistently get nothing, the minor jump is like a big deal. So
Right? So, I don't even know why I shouldn't even have brought up Cyberpunk. I don't have anything to say about it. Of course it got recalled. Like, doy.
yeah, like it's oh god, this train wreck train just keeps on churning. I swear. Like it got pulled from the PlayStation Store, and PlayStation themselves are issuing refunds, and on top, Microsoft is doing so as well. And the only place it seems to be playable is on the PC, and these developers are issuing patch after patch, thinking it's going to work, and I don't think it is. This company's in a fucking free fall with its goddamn money or whatever. Its stocks are tanking. If people are going so far as to say they're becoming like the next like Bethesda or EA or something. And I'm like, I don't know if I'd go that far yet. I don't know. I think it's just they released a game that was a mess and they're trying to make up for it quickly, and it's biting them in the ass. And because I don't know if this is on the same levels as a Fallout 76 situation, because the Fallout 76 was completely broken right out of the gate. There was nothing about it that was playable or even conducive to being playable. This you can at least play on one platform. So I don't know where everybody's hang up is on this. Like, the only thing I see is that sales are going to tank so hardcore for this because, especially getting pulled from the Sony store, you're pulling it right before Christmas, and that's going to be your hotbed of sales. And when's this thing going to come back and released? I don't see it being months and months before they put it back on the store. I see maybe a couple of weeks. I don't think this is going to be a long time permanent solution or something.
Like I said, I got nothing to say on it. This is why the video game industry is no longer talked about on this show. You fucks get what you deserve. So
seriously, yeah. Like if you're creating something for so long, and you still can't release it into a finished state, then why were you like? It's even making it in the first place. Like, you weren't even gonna make money off of this thing, and I don't know. This thing is just in a complete free fall. Thank God I did not buy this or even remotely try to play it. God, why do you do this to Keanu? Why? I want to say it every time.
He knows kung fu. Let's while we're on the subject of commonly held things, DC's going to be pulling back their comics from 50 to 30 issues in February or March. I can't, like, they fucked up their line so hard. It really feels like that fucking side of the industry is near death. They're fucking, I can't even.
You talking just for DC alone, their side of that's dead, or just
well,
like
Marvel's been shitting on fans for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, I don't know what
Okay.
DC's doing. Like I have not bought a book in nearly 2 years. But I can tell you that if the current streamline ideas of their future slate, which is like what they're calling their next event, their future slate, if that's what they're going to be bringing to fans, then they're going to be finding themselves with less and less readers. Because here's the thing about comic books: when you cater to a specific crowd, one group of fans is going to see that as an insult. There's no getting around it. And the thing is, when you cater to specific groups of people that aren't the majority, the thing that happens with those books is they don't sell, and then they get canceled. So then DC, their idea is, we'll just keep doing it this way, and we'll keep driving away fans. And, like, the characters they want, that the fans want, aren't being brought back. And the characters that they want and keep buying books for are being pushed aside. And then they're introducing new characters. Because DC and comics in the West in general, especially Marvel and DC, they don't realize that we are paying to read about a specific character on a monthly basis. When you look at something like anime or manga, to be specific, those are set, concise stories with an eventual end. Walking Dead's the same way. Like, IDW did not want Walking Dead to ever end. But they did. Rather abruptly, too. But, like, there might be a spin-off, but you're not going to get more tales of Rick Grimes that changes the historical significance of his character from issues 20 to 34 in a new book. Like, no. His story is done. And I think that's the problem that DC doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be just a strict publisher that puts out a singular book or entity? Or does it want to be like a manga where it closes off stories and then moves on to new ones? They don't know what they want to be. So instead they tried to do a homogenized combination of the two. And it's like, what are you doing? This is dumb. And instead of focusing on their weekly or monthly
That's why I'm glad I
books,
still pick and choose and shit.
am I good?
No, I'm sorry. I jumped in too early. That's my fault.
So instead of just focusing on their week-to-week, month-to-month stories, they keep doing specialty events that don't sell. So they double down on the specialty events that don't sell, and they keep driving away people. And then they're like, how do we get these fans back? I know, let's diversify even more. And listen, I don't have a problem, and no one should have a problem, with comic book characters that look like you being represented. But the problem comes when you start bordering on the almost bombastic kind of nature where everything is being flipped upside down for the sake of flipping it upside down. Inclusion's great. You need to realize, though, that when you try to make every character something different, what you end up losing is the attachment that those original fans had to those characters. You can't always change a character and expect that character to be now more inclusive. You need to make new characters, make them the alternative, and allow both sets of fans to find their niche. Let's say you're reading Flash and you love Barry Allen, and then they're going to take Barry Allen away and they're going to give it some non-binary characters, the new Flash. That might be great for someone who identifies as that. But what that also means is that the person who is reading that book because they identify with Barry Allen no longer identifies with this new character, so they're not going to keep buying the book. This is absurdity. They don't understand this. Instead of trying to create, 100 different avenues of financial windfall, they're instead trying to kind of create two different streams on one little waterfall. They're like, all right, well, here's one waterfall of money. Let's try to divvy that one up as much as possible instead of just making a new waterfall. So then instead of actually, attaining that idea, what they end up doing is they start pushing away readers on that book, and they're like, well, why are the numbers going down? Well, gee, I don't fucking know. It's almost like you have an infinite universe of possibilities and you keep just doing the same stupid shit for the last 40 years and not realizing that it doesn't work. Holy God, you people are stupid.
That's why I kind of enjoy reading the comics that I read, because it's almost the exact opposite of that. Because, like, take it for example that I read the Ninja Turtles, right? The Ninja Turtles takes what you just said, and instead of going so drastic with the main core characters, what they do is they incorporate newer characters in unique ways to make them feel like they're part of the universe, not not drastic changes that make you go, wait, that they couldn't possibly be here. No, everything relates to the source material in some way. So everybody has a connection to something that makes sense. When you start just spewing shit just because you're trying to cater to everyone, you're fucking stuff up, man.
Yeah.
It's not good.
You got to find different avenues to try to cater to as many different pockets of the population as possible. Trying to overlay them on top of each other is just not going to work. You know, we've seen what happens when you try to promote changes to the main line of characters. The sales bottom out. Like, they'll peak for issue 1. Like, the non-binary Flash, you know, in their first book will get like 80,000 people to buy it. But then it'll drop out to 15 or 18,000 by book 7. So, you know, what's the point? And I think that's kind of the issue here, is instead of realizing that, hey, we have literally an infinite number of universes we can play with, they keep trying to fuck with the one that's their moneymaker, going, well, why does every time we do something different with this one that the numbers go down there, Paul? I don't know, Jebediah, but every time I see a new character in the Superman uniform, I go, that ain't my Superman. Well, I'm going to stop buying it, son. We haven't bought anything since the Moonshiners came to town. So instead of realizing that that is a big portion of your fan base, whether you like to admit it or not, guess what? Conservatives are buying physical media. They are. And instead of realizing that, you're pushing them away by constantly changing up what they're buying. It's nonsense. It's just pure nonsense. But you have literally an infinite number of universes out there that you can go like, well, we're gonna make universe number 1 be like the DC main line, and then we're gonna do all the goofy shit that may not have a big audience on like a universe 32, and we'll call them universe 32 books, and they'll exist in their own pocket universe. But they don't think like that because they're not fucking intelligent. Clearly not, because they had Dan Didio as their goddamn editor-in-chief for 30 fucking years, 20 fucking years. Jesus Christ. I'm done with this. We're moving on to a different topic. I'm mad now. So Boba Fett showed up in The Mandalorian. Out of shape. Punchy. That's not my Boba Fett.
Fat Boba Fett?
Basically. Like, you could tell, like, so all right. I want to be fair here. The guy who played Boba Fett played Jango Fett in the clone dumbassery, J.J. Abram Lucas's number 2 clone stupid fucking movie. You've seen that one?
Attack of the Clones.
Whatever. It's terrible. Attack of the Terrible.
I'm just trying to be
terrible
on,
of the clones.
On the same page. That's all.
Terrible of the clones. So Jango Fett, the guy who played Jango Fett is. In the movie, like he had his DNA used to make all the original line of stormtroopers. That's some pretty fucked up bullshittery if you think about it. And then he had an unaltered cloned son, so obviously the son would grow up to look just like Jango Fett. So they're like, "Hey, you're Jango Fett. Do you want to come play Boba?" And then everyone realized, "Holy shit, we named a character Boba. How stupid are we? That's terrible." Like, think about it, Boba. Well, what is he? What is he? Some fat Bulbasaur? God damn it, people. It's like realizing Sylvester Stallone's first name is Sylvester. He taught an Apollo Creed. He did that tall. Actually, that's Tweety Bird. Fuck off. The joke works. So Boba Fett shows up in the season finale or the episode prior to the season finale of The Mandalorian. And the guy playing Boba Fett's like 60 in real life. So like you can tell he's not in the best shape. Not next to fucking Pedro Pascal, who's like just fucking spun goddamn steel. He's wiry. And like that was cool. And then like you see Luke Skywalker show up, and like they had Mark Hamill, and like they obviously had him drop like 100 pounds in digital animation. Like they just toned him up tight in CGI because Mark Hamill hasn't been that svelte since the 80s. And then they digitally remastered his face to look like he did in 86 or whatever, and it looks terrible. And I'm sitting there going, why would you do this?
Like, how desperate are you? Jeez.
Like, did you see Rogue Squadron? Or Rogue One, whatever it's fucking called?
No. I've only seen, the only recent ones I've seen are
7, 8,
Force
9.
Awakens, The Last Jedi, the 7, 8, and 9, whatever those are.
So, Rogue One, Rogue Squadron, whatever it's called. They use that goddamn rogue term too often. I don't know which one it is. But that one's actually solid. It tells the story of how the Rebels got the plans for the Death Star in Episode 4, A New Hope. But they bring back Grand Moff Tarkin, who was played by Peter Cushing, the guy who played Van Helsing all those years ago. And they brought him back. Problem is, Peter Cushing's been dead like 30 years. So they CGI'd and digitally remastered his face, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be terrible. And then I saw him like, oh, that actually looks just like him. So clearly they have the technology. Clearly they didn't bother to put in the effort. Good job, Mandalorian. And apparently Boba Fett's going to be like the main character of Season 3, I guess, or at least he's going to be involved in the main story of Season 3. So I guess, that's a thing.
And to think of all characters, that you would screw up the digital recreation of.
Right,
of, like,
it's the one we
staple,
all
right? Like,
wanted to see. But a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Luke Skywalker, the Mandalorian's, making up for things J.J. Abrams screwed over. And I'm sitting here going, you can't fix it. It's dead.
Because as far as I know, the only thing people really like, or that I've heard universal praise over, has been the Mandalorian in the Star Wars universe.
It's fine. It's like 8 episodes a season, and like if you took the 20 minutes from each episode that's worth watching, it'd be a fine movie. But there's a lot of nonsense. Like, man, okay, we're going to it, and we're hopping into this. Remember in Clerks 2 when they made fun of Lord of the Rings for walking?
Yes, I do. Holy
shit, if you took out all the scenes of the Mandalorian doing just nonsense, like he's walking, he's looking, he's contemplating, he's staring, he's flying, if you took all, he's sitting in the field watching nothing, he's taking his helmet off, but you don't see his helmet, and then he's bathing, and then he's eating. If you took all that out, each episode would be 8 minutes long.
Oh, God. Oh, damn. Fucking, like, we're talking shorter than a decent YouTube video. Damn.
And the worst part is, like, the only reason anyone cares about this fucking show is the goddamn Yoda baby. And I'm pretty sure they wrote him out of the goddamn series.
Well, there goes your connection. Fuck.
Right?
We love you. You're dead.
No, he's not dead. Spoiler, although I don't give a fuck. I like ruining people's day. So at the end of the second season, the Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal's character, gives the Yoda baby to a young Luke Skywalker. And he's like, take him. He's so goddamn obnoxious. And Luke's like, I'll raise him like my own. Don't do that. But that kills the continuity because like there was something referenced that all of Luke's students died when his nephew went kind of cray-cray. So, like, did he kill Baby Yoda? Like, God damn, those movies are terrible. Don't even argue with me. Like, not you, but anyone. Like, those 7, 8, and 9 are terrible fucking movies. If you wanted to subvert my expectations, you did so because I thought they would be watchable. You subverted those expectations hard.
I've had mixed feelings on Star Wars in general. It's never been something that's like fully appealed to me. Like the only thing I ever really had a connection to in anything Star Wars was the presence of a villain in Darth Vader. He's the only thing I really ever liked about it because he was a ominous presence. I really liked that about him. But as the rest of the movies go, I'm like, this is just stock stuff. Like this is just another action movie on top of another action movie to me.
Like the first 3 films are great. Love them. Literally, though, you can see so many different ways that you could make these films better in every way. And I don't just mean adding CGI nonsense. Like, fucking in the third or in the 6th film, the fucking Return, why fucking Ewoks? Why not giant Wookiees? Are you telling me we would rather not have giant Wookiee dolls compared to little tiny Ewok dolls? I will tell you this, sir, you are wrong. You know who... So you got Darth Vader voice. After Darth Vader voice, what's the voice that everyone tries to impersonate?
Chewie.
Yup. No one's trying to impersonate little fucking Ewoks. Yup. Nope, fuck off, you giant tater tot with fur.
It'd only be three. It would be Vader, it would be Chewie, and it'd probably be Yoda, right? Those are the three.
Yeah. Oh, all right, yeah. I would concede that Wookiee might be 3 behind Yoda. Do or do not, there is no Wookiees. But yeah, man, and here's the other fucking kick in the gut, right?
Okay.
So, remember when Marvel films were really kind of like this shit?
I mean, they were never to me, but I understand what you're saying, yes.
Like Iron Man came out and Hulk came out and Captain America, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, how cool would it be if they, made them into one universe?" And then that's exactly what they did at the end of Iron Man or Iron Man 2, Electric Boogaloo. I don't remember which film it was. And everyone's like, "Oh my God, they're making them into one movie. Are they going to do an Avengers movie?" Yes. And it was like 5 years of like payoff. Like, we got Hulk in 2004. And granted, while that one's not canonical anymore, I get led into fucking Avengers in, 2010, 2011. And everyone's like, "Oh,
I think Avengers is
so good."
Avengers is 2012, isn't it?
I don't care. It's not the point.
Oh.
The point is that it took like 5 or 6 years. And we had like 2 movies over 6 years. Like Hawkeye didn't even get his own movie. He was a goddamn cameo in Thor, and Thor was terrible. But we sat through 4 shitty films, and we got a mediocrely, decently fight scene that didn't make any sense in Avengers. Like, that's it. And like, it's great. But then, like, for the third phase, they're like 3 movies a year, 2 TV shows, a web series, 14 tie-in comics, a radio drama, 2 podcasts, 46 downloadable songs that you got to be a part of iTunes to get.
Oh my
as
God.
well as, yes, actual fucking Morse code plays. And all those together will tell you the events leading into Infinity War or the first one or the second one, whatever the fucking movies are called.
Oh, Lord.
So
If that doesn't say sensory overload, I don't know what does, man.
It's called oversaturation. So you would think they would learn something because no one is excited for Marvel anymore. Like, we are done. We are burned the fuck out. You can sit here and say, "Oh, Spider-Man 4, like 4, 3, like what's around Spider-Man 3? Bitch, did you even see Spider-Man 2? No one did, because we're done." We killed Thanos. We get to go home. We're good. Like, there's not going to be a second arc here, guys. We're done. But you would think, especially with Star Wars, they try to do the same thing. They're like, we're going to do the 3 movies, and then we're going to do Rogue Squadron, or whatever the fuck it's called, and then we're going to do Solo, then we're going to do a Lando movie, and then we're going to do one about, the Luke Skywalker on a blue tip milk farm ranch, before the events of the 7 movie. And it's just like, no one wants to see it. And they're like, no, they totally want to see it. And they want to see it with people that don't look like traditional Star Wars characters. And they're like, "Oh, do we?" And they're like, "No, we're pulling all these new film ideas because no one wants to see it because Solo tanked like fucking hell. And the last 2, fucking numbered movies are fucking terrible. So, yeah. We're not gonna do that anymore. We're our bad." And they're like, "Here's the Mandalorian. We're sorry." And we're like, thank God, this is a simple, straightforward story about a dude and his little green elf, just like Mom used to tell us. Thank God they're not going to do any more types of nonsense where they're gonna overload. 18 new Star Wars shows in the next 4 years. Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I was going to say, man. I just heard about that, yeah.
So, they don't know what works. They're going to just try to pump out as much bullshit as possible. Like, here's the thing. If you go to a restaurant,
okay,
and you are as hungry as can be, and you see that they got filet mignon, or they got some type of vegan dish that will absolutely knock your socks off, which is impossible because it's fucking vegan. They got 34 different types of pie cakes. Yes, that is a pie within a cake. And you're just
delicious.
It's just drooling. So you order one of everything. And you're like, I'm going to enjoy myself so much. Then you get through 3 and you're like, I want to die. This was the dumbest idea I have ever had. I do not care about anything else but purging whatever is in my body out of it so I can retain a normal shape once again because I have gained somehow 85 pounds. That's the same bullshit with entertainment. You sit down, you tell me The Mandalorian. I'm like, all right, I'll watch The Mandalorian. And now you're sitting here saying, and you like the story of The Mandalorian? Here's 30 more stories you got to watch to keep up with this story. I'm not going to go, yay, 30 more shows. I'm going to go, well, that was fun, and look for something else.
You don't even need that many stories on that shit, dude. Come on.
DC did it with the Arrowverse, you know? They kept throwing new dumb shit at us. They went from like, hey, we're going to do a show about the Green Arrow, but we're not going to have superpowers. Literally what they said. Then by season 2, they're like, there's the Flash. We're like, oh, cool. We wouldn't mind having a 3rd or 4th show as well. Let's see what happens. And then like, oh, you want a 3rd show? How about Supergirl? No one asked for that. You want another show? How about Legends of Tomorrow, where we go back in time and deal with celebrities and pop culture reference? No one asked for that. Hey, you like Batman? Hell yeah. How about Batwoman? What? Oh, you like Superman? Yeah, he's going to be in Supergirl. And then Supergirl's going to beat him up.
What the fuck are you guys doing anymore?
And
Jesus
Superman's just going to
Christ.
cuck himself to his cousin going, you're better than me in every single way, Kara.
God, it must be the hardest thing for you to be a fan of anything DC, man.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, but we're not done. Y'all didn't like that Batwoman. No, we did not. She was bad. We're going to replace her with a new character who's going to take up the Batwoman mantle. Cool. What else are you going to do? We're going to make the villain Bruce Wayne.
Oh, my God.
So technically, there is some subtext to that. Technically, the villain is Bruce Wayne, but it's actually a villain by the name of Hush, who changed his face to look like Bruce Wayne. But still, the enemy's Bruce Wayne. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Hey, you haven't seen Bruce Wayne in any DC show in fucking 60 years in live action. First appearance, he's going to be a bad guy. Technically second, but the fucking Titans made him some old British dude who can't even hold an American accent. It's bad. It's bad. Oh, it's bad. Titans is a solid show. Like, don't get me wrong. Titans is solid. But the dude playing Bruce Wayne is bad. Oh, my God. So, like, yeah, the only good show left is Stargirl, a show made for 17-year-old girls. At this point, I'm not even going to argue. I'm just happy something I enjoy.
That's got like I think it's got like Luke Wilson in it, right, or something.
Luke or Owen, I don't know which one it is, but yeah, the one with the unbroken nose, the one who doesn't go whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, we get it. You say wow a lot. No one cares. So yeah, like this is what happens though. It's oversaturation. Like, we don't want endless sequels. We want to know that the story comes to an end. It's why the new Harry Potter films aren't getting at all any type of strong, resurgence because no one cares. We got the story. Move on. You know, Game of Thrones is trying to do a prequel. It's going to get the same reaction. We do not care. We know how it ends. Never do the prequel. If you want to tell the story first, tell the story first. We know how it ends. Yep. Spoiler. Yeah, Anakin becomes Vader.
Prequels bug the shit out of me, man. Like that to me is just a lazy cash grab.
It's the worst. It's part of the reason why Star Trek did two prequels and they both failed for vastly different reasons. Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Enterprise. Now I like Star Trek Enterprise, but I admit that it failed. It failed because it tried to be something that it shouldn't have been, which was a prequel. Fans want to see the story continue. Now, if you want to do kind of like Arrow had this duality where it would tell you the story, but then it would tell you flashbacks. You already know how the flashbacks end, but they're not the reason to tune in. They're information. If you wanted to tell a story like that, where like, you know, you're telling the story of this kid, and then the flashbacks were about his grandfather and how they got here. Like, okay, that makes sense. But don't tell the story of the kid. Then, after the series is over, tell the story about the grandfather because we already know how it ends. We're good. Dumb shit pisses me off. We're moving on. I am too angry. We're talking about YouTube videos. We got to talk about this KFC fucking bullshit.
Oh my God! You're talking about the Amanda Jedi video? What the flag?
I loved her whole, like, she's making fun of it, and she's like, oh, Colonel Senpai, ooh. I was like, I wrote on that like 5 times. I was like, yes, that's funny as shit. I don't know, man. Like, Mario Lopez is like pushing 50, and like his hair doesn't gray naturally, and I hate him. I've been going gray since I was in 2nd grade, so like I have a personal vendetta. Like, I am his glass. You know, I'm gonna hunt him down, and turn him gray.
You hate him because he's so purty.
No, like, he's purty. That's fine. I hate him because he's like 50 and he still hasn't gotten gray hair. I don't know if that's because he's dyeing his hair, and if it is, I'm just gonna like be like, "Why you gotta be a box of lies, my dude?" But if it's because his hair is still just black, I'm gonna be like,
I think the best thing that she pointed out was the fact that, like, this in a genuine way almost feels like they planned on doing this for real, even though it feels like a parody. You know, like, there's this weird kind of cannot like blend in between it that you're not sure where this is exactly going.
Oh, we knew where it was going.
And I gotta admit, I saw that pop up in my feed and I went, Lifetime is doing KFC movies now? What? How desperate are you for content? Jesus Christ.
So it was just a giant commercial.
And then I looked at it and I'm like, okay, Mario Lopez.
Right? It was just a giant commercial. And for that reason alone, I hated it. But I will tell you, the ending of the movie where, like, for some reason the mom's in, like, a mental ward and, like, the scheming boyfriend walks up next to her and is all like, you know, we're gonna do this together. And then he whips out a fucking chicken leg and starts eating it. Like, that shit was funny as fuck. That was great. Like, I'm like, all right, listen, I hate advertisements. Like, just fucking hate them. I hate what you're trying to do. I hate what you're trying to sell. I hate the fact that you think we're stupid enough to believe that, you know, you could sell us this shit. I am fine with that ending, though. Because it's so out of fucking left field, man. God damn it.
The whole thing itself is out of left field, man. Like, God bless them. If you're going to go all the way with such a ridiculous, stupid fucking idea, they went for it. It was fucking funny to watch, I'll tell you that.
It's solid stuff. So, all right. What else we got on the YouTube side of things? So I unfollowed Craig Skits.
Okay.
So he did a video on, like, the 5 things his generation ruined.
Interesting.
And I watched it, and it's with his brother. And I kind of just said to myself, this dude is a parody of himself, and he doesn't even realize it. He used to do this shtick where he's like stuttering Craig and angry Craig. And then, like, with angry Craig, he would, you know, shout at the camera, you know, like, Breath of the Wild sucks. Here's why. And then he would be like, you know, horses don't eat, you know, apples, you know, core and all. That's dumb. Like, it'd be like stupid shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's now being sincere while saying stupid shit. Like, all right, he's like, you know, we ruined Thundercats, and like he held up like the image of Thundercats Go, and he's like, look, it's terrible. It's and I'm like, dude, it's 40 fucking years later. Things are allowed to change. Like, holy God. Yeah. They are not retroactively changing the old cartoon with the new animation. You're allowed to have both exist. It's okay, considering this is made for kids. And you're 38. Like, by golly, man, calm down. Granted, I do understand the irony. I just spent 30 minutes bitching about video games and comics. Like, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care if that shit exists. I care that I used to be a avid supporter of it financially, and now I have no desire because they've pushed me out of the goddamn house. Like, I'm good. I don't need to come back. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want with your properties. I will no longer support it because I do not agree and like what I'm getting. So, no thank you. But that's different than saying that something that wasn't made for you is a problem because it affected something from 40 years ago. Like, I'm sorry, you can make 38 different goddamn X-Men cartoons and movies in the next 2 years. It's not going to take away, the animated series from the 90s in terms of its quality. Like, I love it. In fact, I think all three, I'm going to exclude Pride of the X-Men because that was not a good cartoon. But, like, X-Men Evolution and Wolverine and the X-Men were all very good. Different? Sure. But good. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel the need to shit on something that isn't made for you to be just solely unnecessary.
I kind of feel that way too. Like, I mean, I hate to bring it up again, but it's the thing I connected with as a kid. Like how he has Thundercats and you had X-Men for your shows. I connected with the Ninja Turtles growing up. It was a big part of my life, cartoons, anything. And they had multiple iterations of the series. And one was the cheesy, corny one in the 80s and 90s. And then the 2003 was the much more darker, serious tone. And 2012 was a pretty decent, like, combination of both. And then it took a drastic change in, like, I can't remember when Rise came out, like 2 years ago, maybe now.
19.
When that came out, it very much went for this heavy. I hate to compare it to something else, but it's the only way I can, explain it. It went heavy Teen Titans Go. Very much same vibe. And the look was different. And Splinter was off me and everything. And I kept thinking about it, and I'm like, wait a minute. Same thing you were just saying. Like, I'm 36 years old. This just isn't made for me now.
Yeah.
My time for this shit has passed. They're trying to put it to a new audience. And if this content works for them, that's fine. Like, Leo doesn't have to be the leader. They all don't have to look the same. They don't have to have the same villain and the same shit. That's my hang up. Whatever they want to do with the series, that's fine. Do what you want. Like, I don't understand why we think everything has to be confined to this capsule and nothing can be different. I don't understand it.
You won't see me writing any type of long-winded, here's why Batwoman should be canceled. Well, I mean, it's going to be. It's not. It's doing very badly in the ratings. But I don't care that it exists. I don't care that you want to make Batman black. Like, do it. Do your thing. My hang-ups come from when the quality drops and I'm engaged with the entity. Like, DC did that DC Rebirth, and it was amazing. They introduced so many cool new characters. They did a lot of great inclusion, and they revamped the universe, and then every creator on those books that got let go or changed to a new property. I'm like, why did you do that? And then I quickly lost favor. I'm like, I'm good. But, like, all right, do your thing. You want to do DC Futures? Like, cool. I'm not going to buy it because it seems like a bad idea. But I'm not going to sit here and yell at you, here's why you're dumb for liking it. No. And, like, I'm not going to sit here and bitch about, April O'Neil becoming a black girl because, like, I don't care. Like, whatever.
That's fine.
If you want a white April, there's three different shows you can go watch. And 5 movies? Like, there's plenty of content there. So, like, do your thing.
To be fair, you've had a white Baxter Stockman and a black one, so what's the difference?
And, yeah. And you've also had a Tyler Perry Baxter Stockman.
Oh, God. Please don't.
A Medea Baxter Stockton. So, like,
oh, God.
If you like it, that's cool. And you don't have to like it. Like, no one said you have to like Teen Titans Go or Wildcats Go or the new Turtles. But that doesn't mean you have to sit here and say that it ruined the property. Now, like, you can say that about Star Wars because it did. Like, that's not even like a empirical. It's an empirical fact. You looked at how Episode 7 did and how Episode 9 did financially and in terms of reception, drastically inferior. Less money made, less engagement, less excitement, less everything across the board. So it clearly hurt the franchise, and it drove a lot of people away. And The Mandalorian was like Star Wars or Disney's last chance to be like, hey, guys, you still like Star Wars, right? Come on, come check it out. So, like, maybe they resurrected the brand, maybe not. But, like, you think about Star Trek. Star Trek Discovery put themselves, early in the show's timeline, which means that you got to be very careful with the show's continuity, and they weren't, and they pissed off a lot of fans. And then season 2, they're like, well, what if we bring back Spock? And Spock was like, I don't know how old Vulcans are, and I don't know how old Spock is, but a young Spock. And there's this Spock before the original series, and everyone's like, I don't know. And here's Captain Pike, and here's Number 1, and they're cool. You like them, right? And they're like, yeah, but you're still fucking up continuity. They're like, well, what if we put it in the future? Okay, let's see how it goes. And now everyone's like, it's the best season of the series. And I'm sitting here going, yeah, but I can't get through the first 2. So, I'm good. It can exist. I don't care. But, I'm good. I'm sitting this pony right out. I'm good. My horse has been bucking all day, and I don't feel like, breaking my skull open. I'm good. But if you want to do it, you go ahead.
I think the thing I appreciate the most is the fact that they even still exist to this day based on popularity, based on how much people still care about these franchises. Who would have even thunk that, back in the 80s, some shit would have so many iterations that it still exists in 2020, for God's sake? Because not everything makes it, Not every idea stands the true testament of time. It's these handful of things that people really resonate with that get to them, and when they become so damn connected to it, they'll never let go of what used to be and embrace the fact that it's still here, and you can tell multiple different stories, and it can be enjoyed by future generations of people who can appreciate what you did in the first place.
And ultimately, things will go back to the original iterations, because that's just how it is. It's a secular kind of thing. You just got to kind of be okay with it. It is what it is, And it's one thing for me to sit here and be kind of uppity about it, and to rant and rave,
right.
Because it's for entertainment purposes. But there was a lot in Craig's kind of delivery that made me feel like he was adamantly upset with this shit, and he covered a bunch of things, and I just thought to myself, holy God, my dude, I thought you were a parody. I didn't realize you've come full circle. So I hadn't followed.
Anything else stick out, or was that the only one that really
he did 5?
The Thundercats one.
He did 5, and I can't remember the other ones. They're all dumb. Dating, I think, was one, or but it would be one thing if he's yeah, dating. Now you got to jerk off on an app. All right, that'd be funny. But he got really serious. I don't know if it was dating or if it restaurants or what have you. But it was that. It was and then he would get really serious, and his brother would be smiling I'm just glad someone knows I'm alive. So whatever, dude.
You're giving me life again. What the hell happened? So you just think he's just more bitter about this stuff than actually trying to make entertainment value out of this?
Yes. Now, to be fair, I think he's very sincere with how he feels, and I'm sincere with how I feel. I'm not gonna watch any more new Arrowverse shows. I'm burnt out. You done got me, kid. But I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, you're gonna do one about the Atom. That ruined it. No, no, it just, you did too much. That's all it is, and that's not a specific issue. It's just a general admittance. We got burned out, man. How many shows can go 9 seasons and 7 seasons and 10 seasons? Eventually you just gotta go, we're good. And I think that's why Supernatural never got a spinoff show. You got 15 seasons, son. How many more you need?
Right, that's what, over what, 300 some episodes maybe?
Yeah.
If I calculate right.
Yeah. So
Jesus Christ, how much more do you need? That's a lifetime of content.
Right? And I will own all 15 seasons. Don't even doubt that. But
I don't.
So it's just one of those things bring some levity and gravitas to things you're not happy about, and just kind of make it clear you don't care if people like them. Yeah, it's not ruining anything if you like them, but goddamn, come on, man. Come on.
Is it that whole mentality mine's the best, nothing can ever be better than mine?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it can.
And the funny thing is that's never been me, because everyone's the only good Superman was Reeves, Christopher Reeves. And I'm dude, Brandon Routh was a great Superman. Dude, Tom Welling was a great Superman. Dude, there were 2 great animated voice Supermans. What are you talking about? Shut up. You giant bombastic nerds. Anyway, moving on. What else we got? So this was cool, but it also kind of reinforced my fear. So, I saw this channel, man, and it was famous Disney songs, but sung in the language of their region. So, like Hercules was Greek, Mulan was Chinese, Jungle Book was Indian or Indonesian. I can't remember which one that was. There's like 30 goddamn movies set in France that I was unaware of. Like I knew the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
It sounds like a cool idea, honestly.
Well, yeah, I'll get there to the execution. Like the Hunchback of Notre Dame was set in France, but also like the one with Maleficent, Sleeping Beauty. Is that one? I think that one was set in France, and like two more were set in France, and like I think like Robin Hood was set in France or some bullshit. No, Robin Hood was set in England. But like,
wasn't Beauty and the Beast, or am I wrong on that? one?
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast was. I'm like, I didn't know that. And they're like, je ne sais quoi, and I'm like, what?
Okay.
Here's the thing. Some were okay. Most you could tell, because like the thing with languages, at least that I'm aware of, is that they all have their own specific cadence. You know, they have their own starts and stops, like the way you flow phonetically from word to word, the way you speak, the way you enunciate. That changes from language to language.
Right.
So when you write a song that is set to English lyrics, when you change it to Greek or Chinese, there is a bit of a cadence issue. So it doesn't flow as naturally. It was a very cool thing to see. But if you're looking for like, oh yeah, this would be just as good in a different language, I would argue it wouldn't be. Because like the tone, the melody, the beats is all set to English. So it's hard to adapt that smoothly. That's why whenever you see like songs released in like different languages, there's always something off compared to like the way it's released in the original language. And I've been listening to a lot of Japanese pop lately. I don't know why. And like that's another thing I was noticing. Like when they're singing in Japanese, it flows so smooth. Like you can tell it's perfectly cadenced. But then when they try to go with English words, it's like, oh, and then there's the rough patch. There's the iceberg. Yarg, she goes, matey.
You ever feel like the main issue with that, though, is that all these songs are catered to an American audience to a degree, so trying to interpretate it in a native language is kind of a hard thing to pull off.
Interpretate it?
Interpret. I went too far. Trying to interpret and trying to say interpret it, and I fucked it up.
Yes. Long story short, yes, the Disney songs are hampered by the fact they are catered to an English audience. I mean, that's just how it is. Now, if you want to change that, again, I have no problem with that. There's a Disney Japan. Like, go for it. I don't care. I might check it out. I don't know. I'm not a big subtitle guy, though. But like that, and that's another thing. Like I watch a lot of My Hero Academia. I'm not a big anime fan per se, but like I do love that anime. And you can tell that there are at times translation issues with going from Japanese to English because they try to sync up the words to the movement on the animations. But the problem is Japanese is kind of like a backwards and forwards language where, you know, you'll say like, you know, if I don't know if this is a prime example, but it's one that I'll make up to kind of illustrate the point. If you go, you know, I want to ask out this girl, the language might be girl to ask out, you know, I want to. You know, it's structured differently phonetically, so it's not always an easy translation. They could use, you know, 46 different enunciations of a phrase or within a sentence to where Americans may only need 23 specific sounds to say the same thing. So like there's a issue with trying to change the language over from Japanese to English, unlike any other language that I'm aware of at the moment. I'm sure there's a lot of them, but like that's hard to kind of adapt to. So like there are times when like the English translation will be kind of buggy and you're like, wait, why did you say it like that? But it's to match the cadence of the mouth movement to what they're saying. So like there are all sorts of these things that pop up, you know, throughout any type of translation media. I think it's fascinating as hell, especially when people are able to actually do it very well. The video is very cool. Let me see if I can zoom in on. Let's see. It's by Flam Sparks. FLAMSPARKS. It's really well done. But more than likely, you're going to want to just go back and listen to the English versions of this song when you're done.
When you're talking about like the dubbing and stuff like that of My Hero, like I have never prior to that ever really watched a movie like or anime in general. So coming into that situation blind and hearing, language going a certain, like, them speaking a certain way that I'm not like necessarily used to, and it always comes off as kind of uneven to me.
And that's the reason why. So now you learned something new. Ronin Warriors is also pretty tits. So this news broke, I think, last week. We didn't talk about it, but I think it's cool because, you know me, I'm a big crime guy. Big Law and Order dude. Dun dun. And also, I have a degree in criminology and shit. So someone cracked the I was about to say the Da Vinci Code. Tom Hanks already cracked it. We're good.
Oh God, those movies. Oh boy.
Someone cracked the cipher of the Zodiac Killer that was like released in the 70s.
Huh.
Now, it doesn't say anything. It's just this dude being a dickbag. I mean, if you kill like 2 odd people, you're a dickbag. But it's still really cool that they, cracked it. It was like 3 dudes, and like they broke the fucking cipher, and I was like, that's really interesting. There's 2 movies made about the Zodiac Killer. You ever see them? One was called Zodiac. Let me see. They may have been both called Zodiac for all I know. Fucking originality there. You did good there, Hollywood. Same fucking goddamn movie.
Always so clever and never confusing, right?
Okay, so Zodiac is the one with Jake Gyllenhaal and Mark Ruffalo. That one I did not see. Oh, and Robert Downey Jr. is in this. But this is the one that everyone talks about. Let me see if there's... let's see, Zodiac movies. Google, what have you? There was another one. It starred the chick from Prison Break. I know that's so helpful.
Yeah. Unless you give names, I'm lost. So.
Yeah, let's see. Prison Break. It wasn't Sarah Wayne Callies. She went on to play the chick in Walking Dead. It was... Where are you? Robin Tunney. She was in the movie Hollywood. Nope, that's not it. Hang on. We'll find it. It was before the Zodiac came out, so let's see. God damn it. Fucking Hollywood. It was called The Zodiac. Christ on a cracker, man. Why must you do this to me?
Naming is not a strong suit.
No, it is not. So this is the one that I saw, and it stars Justin Chambers, who was in something. Liberty
so
Heights,
helpful.
Grey's Anatomy. There you go. That's something he was in.
Okay.
And he's from Springfield, Ohio. And Rory Culkin, Macaulay's brother. There was a second dude in this, but I can't remember who it was. But Robin Tunney plays the wife. I saw it. I liked it. I thought it was really good. I haven't seen the other one. Maybe I should. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fucking Zodiac kind of media. I would even say he's probably this generation's the guy from the England. He killed all those hookers. Boris Johnson.
Oh, yeah,
no,
again.
that's a joke. That's a joke. That's a political joke. That's a political joke. No, he's apparently they think that he might even be a woman for all we know. God, what was his name?
Wow, you're talking about something old like Jack the Ripper?
Yeah, him. Him. A lot of people consider Zodiac to be the modern day version of Jack the Ripper. So,
Wow.
I don't know we'll ever find out who either person is. Like, again, they think Jack the Ripper might be a chick. Who knows? But
That is an interesting thought.
yeah, the rationale is that they felt the need to punish women for being too loose or not being appropriate or something. Like, I forget. Like, I read this like 5 years ago, or not actually longer.
Wow.
I read this like 10 years ago, and it had something to do with like the methodology in which they stabbed them and how they stabbed them and where they stabbed them and like, so like, we don't know, but like here's why it could be. And I was like, well, I think it might be a cat. Here's my methodology. Cats stab everyone.
And I just hate cats.
Well, yes. No, I don't hate cats. Cats hate me. And I don't know if they hate me, but they always try to walk in front of me when I'm walking down steps.
You should take that as a sign.
Right? I do. Like, I know what the fuck you're doing. Yep. What the fuck? Also, I because I got into some true crime stuff, I decided to go back to some of my older horror videos I watched. And I went back to check out Chills. Welcome to another video. Number 15. The curious case of the flying cats. So he used to do like real, or like quote unquote real, like here's this video on YouTube that might be real. What do you think? And now he's just doing bullshit, like made up videos that are probably real. And you're like, no, what? And like I don't even know if it's like a gimmick at this point or if he actually thinks some of these videos could be real. Have you ever heard of the Siren Head?
No, I have not.
So, have you ever heard of Slender Man?
That I have heard of, yes.
Do you know Slender Man was nothing more than a creepypasta that took on a life of its own and became very popular?
I am aware of that, yeah.
Essentially, that is what the Siren Head is. And it's not even like that interesting or scary of a thing. It's a giant 30-foot made-up thing that eats people, but blares a warning siren as it walks. So like, oh my God, it's near. Oh, we're so scared. And I'm just kind of thinking to myself, like, why would anyone think that's scary? But now it's the new Slender Man, so everyone's making their own fake YouTube videos. Like, oh my God, I got a Siren Head video. And now he's going out and doing like his top 15s, like top 15 real sightings of a Siren Head, and it's like fucking penciled in on like the actual film, and like it's like fucking cutting out in frames, and it's clearly not even real. Like, oh my God, it's so. And he's like, "Dude, is this a real video of a Siren Head?" And you're like, "No, it's not." Why are you asking?
What's your doodles, dumbass?
Right? Like, it's clearly Bart Simpson. What? So I will not be resubscribing to his channel.
Oh God! You said Slender Man. I actually saw that piece of shit movie. Oh God.
Yeah, that's your fault for being dumb. I mean, what else did? And the only reason I even remember, yeah.
No, I was just gonna say it only has one like actual halfway decent like moment, but it's more for a laughter's sake than it is for like scary. Is a girl and this girl's having sex or something like that, and the dude's face like all freaks out and wigs out. I just started laughing hysterically to it. Other than that, though, that movie is like goddamn fucking train wreck.
Well, the reason why I even went back to Skills is because I was waiting for the next Cat Icarus episode to come out, so I'll be waiting another few months apparently.
Yeah.
Because that's just what he does. And I decided to go back and rewatch this one from the Bowsette era of the internet.
Oh, Mario has braids.
And that's the one that made me remember whatever his name is. Spooks or Styles or whatever his name is. Creeps?
Shows how important he is, right?
Right? Chills. That's what it is. Chills. So, yeah. And his fucking joke about it. Top 15 scariest moments in Mario 64. Number 15. Fucking lost my shit. So
I'm waiting for him to make a top 15 of why he sucks, Jesus.
There's a lot of reasons for that. So, So I got some more YouTube stuff to talk about, but I'll let you tell me what you've been watching.
I would say one of the more interesting ones I've watched this week was Slopes Game Room did a retrospective thing on 4 valuable games and consoles that got lost in the mail, and like it wasn't all what you think, like Series X and PS5. They kind of covered that as an honorable mention in the beginning. But the one that stood out to me the most is there was this genuine trade, I think, between some kind of video game industry foundation and somebody who had a complete Super Nintendo collection, like about 800 or so games, North American games. And the entire collection got lost. So they had no way to give him the money or anything like that, and then it just randomly showed up at the dude's doorstep, like about 6 months later for some reason. Took that long to ship it. But it's a crazy story to think that some people can get away with just outright stealing a console and they have no repercussions for it. But that was a pretty good watch. Let me see what else. Snestruck did Stone Protectors. I didn't even know about that series. It looks like a cool beat 'em up. I might give it a shot.
Did you you knew nothing about them before that game?
No, nothing about the Stone Protectors. No, like it's not something that I'm familiar with. No.
Oh, I had 2 Stone Protectors. I had the big wrestler guy, and then my brother had one of the other ones. I don't know which one he had, but they were supposed to be troll dolls for dudes. Like that was the whole gimmick. Like the funny thing is, 3 dudes, 3 brothers, we all had troll dolls. We didn't give a fuck. I had a purple one. I called him Purple, and he was not allowed out of the toy chest because his face scared the fuck out of me.
When he was showing the game, it looked relatively interesting, and I do love beat 'em ups. But when he started talking about how the levels were too long, and how the game itself just felt kind of generic, I'm like, man, I really want another beat 'em up to play, but nah, I don't think it's gonna happen with that one. Was it Matt McMuscles did a video on what was it? Just today on Panzer Dragoon Saga, and I'm like, that's got a fucked up story, but I don't know, like. I know your content is making me more and more every day. Just want to just dive right off.
Let me guess. It was a story about poor management and running out of money. Oh my God, I didn't see it coming.
Oh yeah, because it's all very, very interesting on that front. Yeah, no. Nerd Slayer did a Death of a Game on Marvel's Avengers, and good Lord, that game tanked so quickly. And I'm going to be real. I think I know this might be a long shot with him, but I want to say that maybe his next one could possibly be CyberPunk if he's really looking for the content. I think maybe it's too soon. I don't know, but I would like to see him tackle it and see just how much of a train wreck, how much information you can get out of that, because that's just totally fucked up. Like I said, I watched the AVGN video about Bart meets Radioactive Man, and no, sorry, buddy, retire the character, please. And then he did that update video, which I was telling you about before the show, about Mike leaving or whatever and going off to do his own his Twitch streaming and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, so what are the rest of the guys going to do then? Because honestly, I can't stand any of them. Can we just drop them all and you just do the channel yourself with movie reviews again? But no, still not going to be the case.
Fire all the dorks.
And just be the sole dork running. And would you even consider him to be a dork out of all of them, or no?
I mean, he's pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Let's see what else in here. The only one other one that really stood out to me was Scott DeWaz doing another round of shovelware on the Wii, and just how many goddamn deer hunting games there were for that system just baffles me, I swear. And he made a mistake of actually buying the same game twice because it got released by 2 different publishers with 2 different covers. I couldn't believe that. It was fucking weird.
But he said in general, like this, he's like, I love that system, but it got so much bad stuff published for it that you have to really wade through the weeds to get anything good out of it. But let's say other than that, nah, everything's pretty much par for the course. Everything was just straight cyberpunk this week, man. And I honestly, you want to talk about burned out and all your stuff recently? That burned me the fuck out. And every time I see a new video pop up, I'm like, nope, I'm not watching this shit. Nope, sorry, done, moving on. So, yeah, that's about it.
The only other thing I would add is, so I watched that Only in Japan channel. I found out that he does like a live stream channel on YouTube. And I was like, all right, whatever. Like, this dude puts out content like once a month, and I would like to have some more. So I followed it and started watching, and they're not the most, like, full form kind of, shows that he does, like, when he's, like, compressing it into, like, 14-minute crunches. And he can, go on for a long time on topics that, like, all right, you hit it once, move on. But he still has that same energy and same charm. So, like, all right, I may not watch all 95 minutes of your live stream, but I'll pop in for 20 minutes, especially if you're, like, discussing a specific thing. Like, one of the things he loves to do is, like, food testing comparisons between Japan and England. Not England, God damn it, Chet's America. You live here. So, like, he went and did one where he went to I think it's like a 24-hour 7-Eleven in Japan, and he got a bunch of sandwiches from Japan, and he's like, well, like, we got these all cool, interesting ingredients and shit, but then look, they all, stack-piled, the front of these sandwiches to make it look like it's this really cool sandwich, but actually it's, it leaves a lot to desire. And now he did one where he went to, like, a Japanese Costco, and he's like, let's check out, what the offerings of a Japanese Costco. And, like, it sounds dumb, but it's, like, very riveting, and he does a lot with his wife, and I think it's cute. She's such a big sport about things. But, like, it's really cool stuff. Definitely worth the time if you're into that kind of stuff. And I watched one last night where he's like talking about a channel announcements and shit. And like he finally talked about why he left his original channel. And like I thought he would be over, but he's a little bitter about it. Like you can still tell. Like he's still pretty fucking pissed about it. And he's like, they're continuing on with the name, and I don't know why, because the name is my, I invented it, I created it, it's my legal property. But, whatever, I'm not going to fight him over it. Like, that's dumb. So, but, he's very salty about it still. So I thought that was interesting.
Damn.
And then, like, that was kind of it in terms of, like, other content. No one really put out anything this week that I thought was great outside of the stuff I already talked about. And even the stuff I talked about I didn't think was great. I just thought it was worth conversational time. Let's see.
Did you ever watch that video I sent you about like
Probably not.
Why ABGN needs to retire?
Oh yeah, I did.
Or needs to retire.
Yeah. And he said everything that I've been saying for months, years even. But I didn't get 1 million views on it. Am I salty? No. Am I angry? Fuck yeah. Is it the same thing? Sure. Do I not know how to use languages? Obviously. Wrestling with Regret did one. Super Brawl Revenge. He's closing out the finality of WCW's tenure. So if you're into that, check that out. That's pretty cool. All my horror channels are starting to dry up in terms of good content. Like either they're telling the same fucking stories, or the stories are stupid, or what have you. I don't know. It's all dumb. It's all dumb. Y'all need to do harder. Try harder. Oh, here's one. Same channel, only in Japan. Only this is the Go channel, so it's only in Japan Go. He did this thing where he had a sauna truck river plunge experience. So basically what he does is he hops into a sauna that's built into the back of a pickup truck. And he's supposed to wait there until it hits like 150 degrees or what have you, and he's sweating and boiling, and then he's supposed to jump into a cold, fucking freezing cold river. And he's supposed to do it several times. It's supposed to help the immune system and overall health. So I was like, I need to try that now. So if I ever go to Japan, I'm fucking doing that.
That just sounds painful, man. It doesn't sound helpful.
It sounds awesome, and it sounds like something I'm going to be doing. So everyone can fuck off. It's going to happen. By the by, I think David Hasselhoff is playing Superman now.
Wait, what?
So DC's doing like a soundtrack read along to one of their more recent crossovers called the Metal Universe or something like that. And I guess David Hasselhoff is going to be doing the voice of Superman for that.
Wow. Okay.
Like it's just voiceover work, but still, like that's crazy. Let me see if I can't find it. Nope, that's not it. Television, internet. Let me just Google this. Hassel. David Hasselhoff will voice Superman in Dark Knight's death metal animated shorts. The Hoff will be lending his voice to Superman as he is re-envisioned through the dark multiverse. Hasselhoff previously played Nick Fury in a TV movie on Fox. That's true, actually, so there's that. All right, any other things you want to talk about?
No, I mean, the only other thing I did was I just caught up on some more of the Animaniacs, but we already talked about that in depth, so there's no real need to go further, I think.
All right, so that's it. We're done. We'll see you guys next. Well, we won't be on next week. We'll be on the week after for the New Year's Eve special. How we end up recording it or doing it will be determined next week, but so no show next week. We're taking the whole week off, and next Saturday is the 26th anyway, so like people are still going to be doing Christmassy things, I'm sure. So we're done. We'll see you guys the 31st. We'll let you know the times and whatnot for the New Year's Eve marathon. It may not be live this year, but I'll at least be around. So if people do want to interact, I'll be there for that. So yeah, RealNerdCorp.com, RealNerdCorp.com. We're on Twitch at twitch.tv/RealNerdCorp. We're on YouTube by searching Real NerdCorp. We're also on Twitter at NerdCorp and on Instagram at RealNerdCorp. Matt, what are your personals?
I can find me on Twitter at MNerdCorp, same handle on Twitch.
I will be on Twitter at ChadNerdCorp and on Instagram at Chad's Photo Hut. For Matt Hedrick, I'm Chad Fordo. Thanks for tuning in for another edition of the NerdCorp Podcast. And Matt, take us home.
Good night, everybody. See you next time.